we're going to start off laying down today. Go ahead and find a comfortable laying down position. On your back, you can close your eyes. Stretching your arms and legs out in Shavasana maybe, or maybe even something with the feet together, with the legs in a diamond shape, especially if your hips are feeling tense today. You can try something like that. Okay, anything that feels grounding. And we're just going to take some time just to breathe deeply, just kind of arriving in your space, arriving at your practice. And as you settle in and your awareness kind of shifts inward here, maybe you take one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. And we'll try just a little breathing game where as you inhale your hands, the two hands rise at the same rate. And as you exhale, the two hands drop down together. And you're feeling that breath moving into your lungs and your abdomen equally. We'll try a few rounds like that. Hands move up. And the hands move down. As your body becomes more still and more quiet, maybe the mind kicks it up a little bit, and that's okay. Notice the thoughts with amusement and compassion. Notice the mind doing its thing. It's gonna bring you and kind of beckon you into the past, and it's gonna beckon you into the future. And just over and over again, compassionately bring your thoughts and your awareness back to the present. In that present moment, we can connect really meaningfully and deeply to the past and the future at the same time. Maybe just one more really luscious, big inhale here. Maybe we hold it at the top, puff open a little bit more. And hold. And then let's bring out a really deep exhale, clean the lungs out. A little more, a little more. Hold at the bottom. We can bring the breath back to a more normal pace here as we start to bring in some gentle movement. Okay. So you can take your hands out overhead here. Let's bring a big stretch in, reaching fingers away from toes. A stretch across the front body, maybe reaching out through the right side a little bit more to stretch across the right side. And then reaching through the left side to stretch across that side too. Okay, we'll start to just bring in a little gentle core activation. So we're going to bring the right leg up and bring the left arm up. See if you can tap your leg. And you can bend the knee if you like. Just tap it. And then we're going to lower that arm and leg back to the floor. So very gentle, very slow. Left leg, right arm, tap. And then lower back to the floor. Okay, if you like, you can exhale on the top. We're going to go side to side here a few more rounds and inhale back to the floor. Exhale, other side, tap. And inhale back to the floor. And we're just moving with slow control. Mostly just linking breath to movement. It should be pleasant and grounding. Feel yourself very present in your body. Let's do a few more rounds on each side, just moving at your own unique rhythm. Or 3 more on each side, maybe. Two more on each side. One more on each side. Nice. Let's try all the arms and all the legs now. So with your exhale, bring all the legs up, bring all the hands, tap your shins or your ankles. Maybe slide your hands up to your toes if you like, and inhale back to the floor. Again, exhale, tap. Inhale back to the floor. If you want a little more core activation, as you exhale and you lift the legs and you tap for your toes, maybe you peel your head and shoulders up. Inhale back to the floor. We're going to do 3 more. Okay, make them gentle with your head down or a little more spicy with your head up. 3, 2, last one. Nice. Tuck the hands behind the knees here. Give yourself a little hug. You can drop your head. I'm going to squeeze the knees in and just kind of rock the low back out on the floor. You can circle it out. I like to take the knees in opposite circles, kind of waking up those hip joints. Okay, release your knees. We're going to bring the feet back to the floor next to your hips. Go ahead and ground your hands next to your hips as well. We'll do some bridges here. So when we do our bridges, we always want to pay attention to alignment to get our best results and the more return on our time investment in our bridges. So put a little engagement between your knees as if you're trying to hold a heavy book or a tennis ball between your knees. And you'll feel that that's going to turn your core strength on. It's going to engage your pelvic floor. It's going to feel more strong. So with that lower body strength engaged, with your inhale, lift your hips nice and high toward the ceiling. You decide how high. And make sure your tailbone is always pointing at your knees. Make sure your nose is pointing up. And with your exhale, you're going to lower. And we'll do that a few more times, just running through at your own unique rhythm. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Okay, keep going. Make sure not to drop your imaginary book between your knees. Your imaginary tennis ball stays right there. You're going to feel your glutes and your hamstrings turning on and waking up. Okay, we want that spine really snaky on the way up and really snaky on the way down. Okay, now let's bring the hips up. Let's hold them there. And just let the back of the body work for a little bit. Now you have the option to come down and take a break, of course, at any time. But if everything's going great here, maybe you take your hands together underneath your hips and you could scoot your shoulder blades underneath your rib cage and get a big, yummy stretch across your chest. Keep pushing the floor here. We'll take 3 more breaths in your bridge pose. Nice stretch across the hips, stretch across the chest. 2 more breaths. Gently pushing that floor away. One more lovely breath. Nice. Release your hands if you join them. Let's snake that spine slowly all the way down. Okay, bring the knees in. Tuck those hands behind them. We're going to rock up. See if you can rock yourself up to a little boat pose. Okay, remember to use your boat options. Okay, you have many. Your spine is long and you can have your feet on the floor or you can lift your feet. Okay, yogi's choice. Either way, Lengthen that spine. We're going to twist a little bit. So if you can take your hands off of your knees, put them together. If you want to keep grabbing your knees, that's fine. Either way, you're going to twist to look over that right shoulder. If your hands are free, open the arms wide. Okay, a little challenge for that core. Bring them back to center. Over to the left. Inhale, open wide if you can. Exhale, back to center. Again, inhale to the right. Exhale through center. Inhale to the left. Exhale through center. Now we're going to play a little bit. We're going to add a little challenge. Inhale to the right, holding. So if you're grabbing your knees, you're good. If your feet are down, you're good. If your arms are wide, you're good. Just stay with me and breathe. Drop the right shoulder blade down your back. Twist that rib cage around your spine. Nice breath in your challenge. How about just one more breath here? Come back through center, over to the left, holding and breathing in your shape, your unique shape, however it is. Drop that left shoulder blade, twist the rib cage around the spine. Big breathing here. We want to inflate and deflate that rib cage to the max. How about one more breath? Okay, come on back through center. Drop those feet if they were up. You can cross your ankles here. We're rolling it over to hands and knees. Come on through. Okay, in your hands and knees position, remember to make your upper body nice and strong. So do resist that floor with your strong arms. Think of lifting your heart up and away. Okay, kind of a bridge shape with the front side of your body contracting away from the floor. Okay, in this tabletop shape, let's lift the right leg up. We're going to try to keep the hips as level as we can, okay? And we're going to do some tiny pulses here, a little bit of challenge for your glute maybe, like you're trying to tippy toe your right tippy up to the ceiling. So notice if you lift the right hip when you do this, the glute won't work as much. So try to keep the hip low. It's a teeny movement with your glute working to lift the knee, just the right knee. Let's do 10 more pulses. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold it. Now, keep your knee bent. Okay, keep your glute working. A little challenge here. Do a cat-cow movement. As you inhale, pull your heart forward. Pull that right toe toward the back of your head. Just get as close as you can. With your exhale, pull that right knee into your nose. Round your spine, stretch open your back. Again, inhale, stretch open your front, toe to head, pull the heart through. Exhale, stretch open the back, knee to nose. Okay, it's like our little tail. Inhale, cow tail. Exhale, cat tail. 2 more, please. Inhale. And exhale. Last one here, let's hold this cow tail. So pull your little cow tail towards your head. Use your strong upper body to move that heart forward and bend the knee a little more. Holding and breathing. Maybe fun to bend the bottom knee, point that toe up. Nice, one more breath in your cow tail shape. And then we're gonna flip it around, cat tail, pull that knee to your nose, hold. Again, try balancing on that bottom kneecap, just for fun. Stretch your back, push the floor. Okay, excellent here. We're gonna let go of that shape, but extend that right leg out behind you. So we're still on the right side. We still have a little bit more work to do. Okay, drop the right toes and spin on the left kneecap to drop the right heel, okay? This is just a fancy way of getting us into a supported side plank. So you're gonna reach that right hand up and take a little bit of time to fidget yourself so you feel just right. Your left arm makes a lovely straight vertical column under your left shoulder, and your left femur or your thigh bone does the same thing under your left hip. You feel very supported here, and you can actively push the floor. Now that you're here, let's get that right leg up in the air. Let your core strength hold that leg. And if you need to put it down, you will. But let's challenge your outer hip a little bit to lift and lower the leg. Again, lift and lower. Let's just do 3 more. 3, 2, and hold it up in the air. Plug that leg into your core strength, holding and breathing. Now here's just something fun, okay, just for fun. Come up on your left fingertips and reach that right hand over to the right. Okay, we're gonna use this shape to balance. Now, what if we start to remove left fingertips until we just have one fingertip on the floor and we can pick it up and balance on that left lower leg, okay? It may not happen the way you imagined it, but that's okay, it's just for fun, okay? Holding and breathing here, trying this shape just for a few more seconds. Someday you may float, maybe today, maybe another day. One more breath. Okay, bring that left hand down. Bring that right foot down. Bring yourself back through hands and knees. Let's get off the hands and knees just for a moment. Just take a little break. Tuck your toes, lift your knees and your hips. Walk your hands back to your feet and take a little swing time. Bend the knees, shake your head. Stretch out the backs of the legs and the back of your spine. Okay. Remember that the more you bend the knees, the more gentle this forward fold can be. Your thought is to let your heart hang very close to your knees so that your spine hangs very softly like a rope. And I like to think of the head hanging soft on the neck like an apple hangs from a tree. Okay, we'll just do a little roll up here. So take your fingers down just enough that you can shimmy those feet hip width and parallel to each other. Let's roll it up on an inhale, pushing into your strong legs. Use your back body strength to roll yourself up, lift your heart, and maybe look up between your thumbs. With your exhale, roll yourself back down. You can bend your knees or back down. Walking it forward to hands and knees. Now we get to do the other side, okay? So from your strong all fours shape, just take a moment to strengthen, pushing the floor away, lifting your belly muscles, very strong and pushing down in the front. Then we get the left knee up. We have level off hips. The glute is driving the knee up, and we're just gonna pulse, tiny pulses. Like that left tippy toe wants to tippy up to the ceiling. Okay, let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold it. Now we get to do some cattails, cowtails. So use your strong upper body to pull that heart forward. Move that cow tail towards your head. Exhale, cattail, knee to your nose. Stretch out your back. Push the floor. Again, inhale, cowtail. Open up in front. Exhale, cattail. Open up and back. Okay, maybe your eyes are closed and you're just moving through these movements at your own unique rhythm. Enjoying that back strength, enjoying your front strength. Enjoying linking movement to breath without worrying about how it looks or whether it's right or wrong. Okay, couple more. Next time, you come into the back bend shape with that cow tail pointed at your head. Hold and breathe. Use your strong arms to pull your heart forward and bend the knee a little more, holding. Maybe come up on the bottom kneecap just for fun. One more breath in this shape. And then let's switch it around. Pull that left knee towards your nose. Maybe you're bending the right knee and you're on the right kneecap. Hold and breathe. Push the floor, stretch your back. Okay, as you're ready, let this shape go. Extend your left leg. You can drop that right lower leg back to the floor. And we're gonna let the left toes come down and transition into a supported side plank. So if you just spin on your right kneecap and turn to face the left arm can come up and you can start to arrange yourself. I'm gonna spin around to face you, but we are in a left facing supported side plank together. So take your time, you have time. Make sure your supporting columns are vertical so that they are very supportive, okay? And you feel stable and confident. And then with that stability, you're free to lift the left leg. Now plug this big heavy leg with your core strength, plug it into your core, and we're gonna drop it to top the floor and lift it, okay? Just a few times, drop and lift. So we're working that outer hip and you'll feel that effort, okay? Nice little challenge there. You can always drop it and rest, but next time you pick it up, maybe you hold it there. Working that outer hip, working that core strength at the same time. Now here's where we get to play. Permission to stay right here, okay? Or maybe you want to come up on those right fingertips. Start to play with balance. Reach the left hand over to the left. Start to use this as a counterweight, okay? We're gonna balance on this right kneecap. Let's see what happens. If we pop the right fingers up, could we balance maybe for a second? Okay, maybe it happens like you imagined, or maybe not. But I do wanna encourage you to visualize this shape. Hold it in your mind and just be okay with whatever happens. Keep breathing, keep smiling, keep experimenting for a few more breaths. All right, how about one more breath here? And then bring the right hand down, the left foot down. Spin it back to hands and knees. Okay, again, let's get off the hands and knees for a bit. Tuck your toes, lift your hips and your knees, walk your hands back to your feet. Take another little hang time here. Maybe because we've warmed up a good bit, we could take the hands behind, interlace the fingers and move the hands away from you. Getting a good stretch across the chest. And take a few more breaths here. Let the head hang, let the spine be soft. No effort in that back, just movement and traction. All right, as you're ready, we're gonna roll up again. So fingertips down, we parallel and square off in the feet. Inhale here, roll yourself up to standing. Go ahead and get those arms up overhead. This time, take a look at them. And this time, interlace your fingers, flip the palms up and stretch those armpits open. Now stay here. I'm gonna spin sideways just to show you where we're going. Okay, press down into your feet. We're gonna push the hands out to the right, holding here. Feel that great stretch across your left side. Just take a moment. Keep the neck nice and long so your shoulders are gonna keep moving away from your ears. Go ahead and shift all your weight into your left foot. Come up on the right tippy toes, and then take your right tippy toe out to the right. And play around with balance here. Maybe the right tippy toe stays down, that's fine. Okay, maybe you pop it up every now and then. Maybe you pop it up and hold. Who knows? This is your shape. So feel free to define it and redefine it and experiment and just be playful. Holding and breathing wherever you are. Cultivating left side release, strengthen the left leg. And also cultivating strength in the right side as we kind of crunch and contract the right side muscles, perhaps lifting the right leg a little higher. Nice breathing here. How about one more breath? Okay, drop that right foot. We're gonna release the hands here and take a moment just to fold. Hang yourself, hang your head, shake it all out, and sway. We're gonna come up and do the other side. So as you're ready, your feet are already squared off. You're gonna roll yourself up. Get those hands up, take a look at them. Interlace those fingers, flip the palms up. And then you'll start to push the hands out to the left. Big stretch across the right side. Should feel good. Now remember, your neck needs to be long for this to be extremely effective. So keep those shoulders away from your ears and start to shift the weight into the right foot. The left tippy toe can start to tip, and you can tip it out to the left and start to play with lifting it or keeping it down. But do put all that weight, as much weight as you could, into your right foot. Breathing here, reaching over to the left with all your arms and legs, except that right leg, which is holding strong. Nice breathing here. Cultivating strength and release across the right side, and cultivating some big strength across the left as we crunch into the left side. Very nice shape here. Kind of fun just to play. One more breath. And we're going to set that left foot down with control. Release yourself all the way back down to your fold. Okay, here we are. We've met up again. Shake that head. Let your face muscles relax. Okay, when you're ready, walk your hands forward. Find our very first downward facing dog of this practice. Tailbone reaching high up to the ceiling. And we're pushing the floor away with hands and feet. Now, if you notice any tension across the backs of your legs, that's okay. That's why we're here. Okay, but feel free to bend the knees more or extend them more, as if those heels wanted to drive and kind of drill down into the floor. In your upper body, think of moving the elbows toward each other and letting the shoulder blades slide away from your ears. Your neck gets extremely long and soft here. Okay, don't worry if your down dog feels a little tight. We'll be back. Okay, from here, we're gonna step the right foot forward on the outside of the right hand. So step it forward. Go ahead and drop that back knee. That's the left knee. And take a moment to rock in your shape, back and forth. Okay, in your little lunge, you can do fingertips under your shoulders if you like. Okay, lunges, especially low lunges like this, are so good for low back care. They help to release tension into the low back, but also we're releasing tension in the hip flexor and the iliopsoas, especially on the left side right here. Okay, come forward into your lunge here, having warmed up and kind of moved the legs and hips around a little bit, and start to really activate your lunge. Okay, that means you're pressing both legs actively against the floor, either a little or a lot. Okay, a little resistance goes a long way. And then if all is well, use the right knee to press yourself up. Okay, still feeling great, you can reach your hands up. If you need to come down, go ahead and bring those hands down and just be in your low lunge. But if all is well, push the floor with those legs. Keep your belly muscles strong to keep your low back safe, and maybe look up between your hands. You can interlace your fingers, make a little sparkle gun, and shoot sparkles behind you. Breathing here, drop the shoulder blades low. 3 breaths in your low lunge, pushing the floor. 2 breaths in your low lunge, drawing the knees inward toward each other. Feel free to fidget and make your shape a little bit dynamic. You don't have to stay perfectly still. Last breath here. Great. Drop those hands under your shoulders. We're coming out of our lunge. Go ahead and tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Step it out back to your downward facing dog. Walk it out here. Notice if the left side and the right side feel a little different. Let's do the other side. Step the left foot forward outside the left hand. Drop that back knee. Okay, let's do some rocking and rolling up on your fingertips, perhaps to give you extra clearance. We're gonna rock the hips back and forth. Okay, definitely normal for those two sides to be very different. You're going to notice a lot of asymmetries when we get into these asymmetrical postures. And that's good. We're always gathering information courageously, like fearless explorers. Okay. Come forward into your lunge. Okay, we're beginning to put some resistance against the floor. So we're pushing that floor with both legs, drawing the knees inward toward each other. And if everything's groovy, you can come on up. You can always stay down though, okay? Don't feel like you need to push any further than your body wants. But do push the floor, do strengthen the belly muscles, and build your lunge from the floor up. The foundation comes first. Strengthen the low back protection system, and maybe you make your sparkle gun to shoot up as you drop those shoulders. Nice breathing here. You can look up, maybe challenge your balance a little bit by closing your eyes. We're just breathing here. And feel free to fidget, sway, make your posture dynamic. 2 breaths. One more breath. Come out with control. Drop those hands under your shoulders. Tuck the back toes, back knee comes up. Let's slide it back to downward facing dog. Okay, walk it out. Notice how the backs of the legs feel, how the hips and shoulders feel. Let's just take a little vinyasa to cleanse that palate before we go back into our lunges and add something. So inhaling here, move your heart forward, shoulders over wrists. We find a plank pose. Plank pose can always have knees down or up. Yogi's choice. With your exhale, walk to those hands. Bend those knees and fold. You can hug your legs here. Come halfway up on your inhale. Push into your feet and roll your spine looking forward. You can tap your fingertips on the floor or your shins. And with your exhale, fold it again. Hug those legs. This time all the way up on your inhale. Roll that heart up and open. Reach up, look at your hands. And exhale, bring it back down. Coming halfway up again on your inhale, push the floor and roll your spine, look forward. And exhale, fold it again, hug your legs. Palms are down. With your inhale, step it back to your plank, knees up or down. Now let's go through your vinyasa. With your exhale, pull the elbows and lower yourself to the floor. With your inhale, pull that heart up through a cobra pose. Elbows in, your heart's gonna move up and forward. Okay, with your exhale, we're gonna meet back in a downward facing dog. Take a few moments here, a few breaths, just to walk it out. Notice how you feel. We're gonna go back into our low lunge shape that we've already cultivated. We're gonna add a layer to it. Okay, we'll riff on it. So as you're ready from your downward facing dog, step the right foot forward outside your right hand. Go ahead and drop the back knee, okay? And this time, if you feel all right, coming straight up, come on up. This time, start to engage your strong lower body, pushing the floor, belly muscles, protecting your low back. Take your hands together and cultivate some strength between your hands, like you're pushing your hands together. So keep your push, Keep the elbows nice and far apart, okay? We're gonna cross the left elbow over to the outside of the right knee. And you're gonna start to look over to the right and hold in your twist. And I'll spin around to face you here. So we are in the same place. I'm just gonna face you. Okay, here we are. So nice breathing here. If it's too much to twist the elbow to the knee, you take the left hand to the floor, okay? You're still twisting. It's just more gentle. So you have options here. Try to get your hands really close to your heart. And if you notice your back elbow pointing up, I want you to get that back elbow pointing down, okay? A lot of space around your beautiful neck, so keep it really long and soft. Now I'm going to give you 2 more options to play with, only if you want more spice, okay? If you want extra leg work today, you're going to tuck your back toe and lift your back knee. It's like you're trying to get the back kneecap away from the floor. If you want a little bit deeper twist and work in your upper body, open your arms wide as if to give a hug, but keep that neck long, okay? Big twisting, big breathing in your twist. Resetting and recalibrating your whole back. All right, one more big, beautiful breath right here. Now come down that reverse of how you came in. If you added spice, take the spice away step by step. Okay, come back through your upright lunge and drop those hands under your shoulders. Keep breathing. Step it back, downward facing dog. Walk it out here. Notice differences between the 2 sides. Let's do everything the same on the left side. So step the left foot forward, outside the left hand, drop the back knee. Keep breathing. That nice, long, slow breath. Come on up into your lunge as you're ready. Start to engage your lower body strength, pushing that floor down, okay? Strong belly muscles, protect that low back. And we start to engage the upper body strength here, pushing your hands together. This time the right elbow comes outside the left knee. Okay, you look to the left. For your more gentle option, you keep the right hand on the floor, but you still have your twist. All right, I'll spin around to face you again. Here I come. So we're just breathing here. We're just being in this posture. Get the hands close to your heart, okay? Get your neck really nice and long. And then feel free to stay. Feel free to embroider on this and add things. We can tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, like we're lifting the back kneecap. You can also open the arms wide, okay? Now, none of this is necessary. It's just fun to have options, I think. Little add-ons and takeaways. Breathing, no matter what, you're breathing. And you know what to do with the corners of your mouth, okay? Curl them up in a little smile. Notice your rib cage twisting around your spine here. Dig into that deep breathing. Resetting that whole back, chest, shoulder area. How about one more beautiful breath? Okay, come down the opposite way you came in. Okay, back up through your upright lunge. And then drop the hands under your shoulders. Keep breathing, step it back, downward facing dog. Let's walk it out here for a moment. Okay, very nice. We're gonna take that exact same little in-between vinyasa we did before, just to cleanse the palate before we add one more layer into our low lunge flow. So inhaling here, find your plank. Exhaling here, walk to your hands. Nice fold. Halfway up, inhale, push the floor. Big fold, exhale. All the way up, inhale, unroll yourself, look up. Big fold, exhale. Halfway up, inhale. Big fold, exhale. Palms are down. Inhale back to your plank. Okay, yogi's choice for your vinyasa, knees up or down. But exhale, the chest comes down. Inhale, the chest pulls forward for a cobra. And exhale, I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Okay, great work. We have one more thing to add. Okay, in our low back care flow. So keep breathing. We're gonna step that right foot forward, outside the right hand, drop the back knee. Okay, this time, we're just gonna pick the right hand up, get it out of the way, basically, and walk that right foot over to the left. We're coming into a pigeon pose. So drop the right knee, start to settle in and fidget. Take as much time as you need. We have all the time in the world here. So remember, in your pigeon pose, you have lots of options. For a more gentle pigeon pose, take your right foot very close to your hips. You can even sit on it if you want to. Your hips do not need to touch the floor, okay? You can even sit on a block here or a pillow. But do make sure that your hips are level. So do a visual check. You can even feel for them. The pointy hip bones, they should be level with that floor. For extra opening in that right outer hip, you're gonna move the right foot away from you. Okay, you decide. From wherever you are, take a moment just breathing upright in your pigeon. You can have your hands on your front leg for support. You can have them out in front of you for support, but take a moment up here before we recline. Nice breathing. You're gonna cultivate your strength in your lower body by pushing that floor down. Okay, even that back foot is pushing the floor down with the top of the foot. Okay, maybe you have a feeling of a little slight back bend here, almost pulling your heart forward and up. And we'll just take one more breath before we fold our pigeon down. Pushing that floor. Now keep your leg strength, just like we're in a lunge. You're still pushing down. You're gonna walk your hands forward. Perhaps you pause with the elbows down, okay? Maybe hanging your head. I'm gonna give you several breaths. You have lots of time. Maybe after a few breaths go by, you walk those hands further out so that the forehead comes all the way down. But you don't have to. You're just gonna find where you'd like to be. Allow your upper body to relax. Let the lower body continue to be active, even if it feels like it wants to clock off. You'll get your best return on your time investment here by gently resisting that floor, releasing into the right outer hip, releasing into the left front of your hip. Okay, feel tension melting out of your lower back, melting out of your whole lower body. All right. There's no rush to leave this wonderful restorative posture. So take your last few breaths at your leisure, really soaking up this wonderful stretch. It's a good time to check to see if there's any hidden tension in your jaw or your eyes or your forehead. Let it go. Okay, when you're ready, start to extract yourself slowly. There's no rush. Walking the hands back up underneath your shoulders. Keep breathing. Let's see if we could expand, okay, by tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee. Could we expand this compressed right leg up into the sky? Find a three-leg dog, stretch that right leg high. Should feel good to decompress that hip, decompress the leg just for a moment. And then set the right foot down. Back to downward facing dog. Okay, here we can do a little check. How does the right side feel different from the left? You might notice some significant differences, or they might be really subtle. Either way, here we go into the left side, okay? Step the left foot forward by the left hand, drop the back knee. Okay, back in your lunge shape. We just need to get the left hand out of the way and shimmy the left foot to the right. Dropping that left knee. Start to fidget yourself and refine your pigeon, make it just right for you. Now you might want something totally different on this side, so feel free to listen. Each side is different. They don't have to be the same. Take the foot closer or further away. Make sure the hips are level. The top of the back foot, your little flipper, is on the floor, and both legs are gonna push the floor down, down, down. Stay upright for a little while. You can walk the hands out further away. You can walk them in close. It's really whatever feels good. But try to cultivate a little bit of a back bend feeling here, where the heart is pulling forward as the legs push down. Okay, taking a few breaths here. And your more upright pigeon pose, resisting that floor. And then when it feels right, start to walk yourself out. But keep those legs active, okay? It's really worth it to keep a little activity in the legs. Really make the most of your time here. And just start to settle in. Let the face relax. The lips become floppy. And the jaw hangs open. Okay, keep that gentle resistance in the lower body. The left outer hip, we might feel release there. We might notice the right front of the hip, the flexor, the iliopsoas. We might notice the low back. Who knows? We're just gathering information all the time. No rush to come out. Enjoy your last few breaths here. When you're ready to start extracting yourself, take your time. Walking those hands back up and in. Okay, use those hands under your shoulders for support. Tuck those back toes and lift the back knee. Let's expand the left leg up and open. Stretching it up into a three-leg dog. Decompress that leg. And then set it down. Downward facing dog. This will be our last downward facing dog of this practice. So notice how it feels. Hopefully you feel more release across the backs of the legs. The heels drop down more easily. The shoulders drop away from the ears more easily. Okay, as you're ready, drop to those knees. Sit your hips to one side and swing your legs around. Okay, time to seal off this practice with a gentle twist. Let's see if we could roll down in super slow motion, rolling that spine down one vertebra at a time. Okay, when you land, extend your left leg and hug your right knee in to your chest. Give it a little squeeze. And then we'll take that right knee over to the left and look to the right. You can cactus your right arm if you like. You can use that left hand to gently encourage the right knee down to deepen your twist. Big, deep breathing here. One more breath here. And we can bring that right leg through center here and let it go. Switching sides, left knee comes through. We squeeze that left knee in. And then move it over to the right. The right hand can gently move it downward. That left elbow can become a cactus. Let me look out over it. And close your eyes. Slow your breathing down even more. Get back through center with that left leg and extend it. Time to rest. You find your Shavasana with your arms and legs long, hands and feet very floppy. Let the breath in the body become effortless and soft. The jaw hangs open. The eyeballs draw away back in your head. And the forehead becomes very soft and broad. And please rest just like this for as long as you can. And this is where I'll leave you for our practice today. Thanks so much for practicing with me.